Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to do a deck review. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, so it should be fun. This is the Artifice deck. This is the version 1 blue one. So I'm a bit late to the party here, but better late than never, right? So here's what the box looks like. It's got some blue, some black, some silver, yep. And let's check out the cards. So we have a double backer, add card from Ellusionist, and oh, the jokers are pretty cool. So it's a dude with a hat, and my favorite thing about these jokers is that it's a really cool card reveal. The dude is holding a card behind his back. On one of the jokers is face down, on the other joker it is face up, and it's the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so that's a pretty cool trick. You force the Ace of Hearts on someone, and then you pull out the joker and say, hey look, he found your card. Show it to them, they're like, yeah, whatever. And then you're like, no, really, look. And you show it to them again, and that's a reveal that I would actually use. Okay, so that's that. Let me pull out the ace. Ooh, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the deck. It's a great looking Ace of Spades. Check that out. It just looks really, really fancy. I like how they use so many different concepts and so many different images to create the spade. It's kind of abstract, but it's still very distinguishable and really elegant. The scroll work, very detailed. Probably one of the best Ace of Spades I've seen on any deck. Really great work right there. And oh, let me keep that in the deck actually. Check out the back design. Now you'll notice that the really unique thing about this back design is that it has a black border. That's the first time I've seen that done on any deck. It's pretty neat. So thumbs up for creativity and being unique. Of course, this black border does have some drawbacks. If you're a magician and you're trying to do a card trick, it suffers from the same problem that you would have with any borderless deck, where reversed cards will stick out and will be very difficult to hide, right? So there's that problem, you know, in tricks like Triumph, and I don't know, there's a whole bunch of tricks that require secretly reversed cards, so you wouldn't want to do any of those with this deck. And the other thing is that perhaps it makes the deck look too out of this world, too out of the ordinary for a performing situation. So if you intend on buying a deck to perform with, this probably isn't your best choice. But if you are a collector, if you just appreciate good design, cool design, then this is definitely a deck that you might be interested in. The back design looks great. I really love how they kind of merge the blue and the black. It creates a very mystic, very mysterious look to it. And it comes across great. Okay, and this silver ink, it's metallic, so it shimmers a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. But it does have that shine to it. It's pretty cool. So that's the back design. Face design, you'll notice that the pips have a custom font, and it's a smaller font than you will see on your standard deck, which is nice for fans. Well, we'll talk about the handling in a second, but in an ideal fan, the smaller pips would allow you to see the whole range of cards. It will allow you to see more of the index of each card and make it look like a very full fan. So I do like it when decks come with smaller pips, and obviously custom font is always great. What else is there to talk about? The court cards. Okay, let me pull out just a few of those to give you an idea. So you'll notice that the court cards are again custom design. They're very minimalist. That's a tough word. So of course they don't have as much detail as your standard court card would have, but I like that actually. There's the absence of the bordering box, which I approve of, and more blocks of color, more fill effects, I guess you could say. And I guess the colors that they choose to use are, you know, really dark colors, dark blues, dark reds, dark green, and it comes across nicely. I definitely like the court design a lot. Alright, so that's the design of the deck. That pretty much covers everything. In terms of handling, this is where the deck suffers the most. I've been using this deck for maybe a week now, not too intensively, but you know, I've kept it inside the house. Just, you know, I keep it on my desk and play around with it every now and then when I get bored. But it has already become very clumpy, a very blocky deck. When I first opened it, it was pretty smooth, you know. It spread fine, it was quite smooth. But now, the cards, they clump together, they don't glide, they're not very smooth, they're very blocky. And, you know, I suspect that it's because of all of the ink that they used on the back design. The finish suffers from that. Alright, now clumpy deck, you know, I suppose it has a few advantages. You know, double lifts will stick together a bit better, I suppose. But then again, you wouldn't want to be performing with this deck because of the black border. Things like the deck flip, like, you know, you won't have cards flying out ever with a clumpy deck. But overall, I much prefer a smooth deck, a deck that will fan nicely. I don't like the feel of a sticky and blocky deck. Okay, so that is the major drawback in terms of handling. Not very many points in that category. So for design and creativity, I give it a good ranking. For handling and practicality, when using it in a performing situation, I give it negative points. Alright, I should mention that this is the first edition of the Artifice deck. In the next edition, the second edition, what they did was they actually gave it a white border. Alright, so that removes the drawback of, you know, not being able to hide reversed cards. As far as the handling goes on the second edition, I'm not sure, I haven't tried it yet. But if they fix the handling, then that would be a great deck to perform with. I would totally use that because I don't think the design inside the border is too out of the ordinary to use. I think it's great. I really like the back design a lot. So that's the Artifice deck review. I'll put a link in the description box below to Ellusionist's site where you can check out this deck and the other ones that they offer. And I will see you all next time. Bye.